Hey, Shalom, Makim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakha Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches word on true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to title this lesson, The Return of Cannibalism. Because when this famine hit America, this is the most obese country in the world. This is ultimately going to be a humbling agent for these proud Babylonians, man. And I titled it The Return of Cannibalism because there has been instances of cannibalism actually taking place on the land of America, man. You know, so this is a strategic move from Yahweh Shema. So you got restaurants everywhere, literally at the tip of your finger. 15 minutes or less, some food coming at your door by the way of an app, man. You know, so when that is cut off, and these grocery stores are suddenly appeared empty, man. What's gonna be the next step? These house pests is gonna be taken and eaten. The rotten meat. And ultimately, you're gonna look at your homeboy as the next meal, man. So I got a list of incidents of cannibalism, which let's see. Let's just get this. The definition of human cannibalism is the act of practice of humans eating the flesh or internal organs of other humans. So pretty much you eat of the same species, man, as for food, you know? Because ultimately that's what it's gonna be. That's gonna be the only option for these Americans, man. They little ones, their long term, they friends, and you know. So let's jump down a little. Let's get to this. Let's see. Let's jump down. It says occasionally starving people has resorted to cannibalism for survival necessity. See, that's gonna be your only outlet for a lot of people, man. For the only way for them to survive, to keep going, they gotta eat somebody else, man. Cause not gonna be no food here. That's it. Ain't like you had a garden or vineyard. You rely on the land and you got crops and you rely on Walmart and Publix and these things. Well, we all do, but our hope is that Yahweh Shema Shai gonna feed us. For everybody that's outside this circle, it's gonna be darkness, man. You know? So it says classical antiquity recorded numerous references to cannibalism during siege starvation. See, so this is all gonna be planned. This is a military strategy. It ultimately comes from Yahweh Shema Shai. So let's get into it. It says more recent, well-documented examples include the Essex sinking in 1820. So let's get that. It says Essex was an American whaler from Nantucket, Massachusetts. It says which was launched in 1799. In 1820, while at sea in the Southern Pacific under the command of George Pollard, it says she was attacked and sunk by a sperm whale 1,000 miles off the coast of South America with little food and water. The 20-man crew was forced to make for land in the ship surviving whaleboats. So you see these Americans. These are Americans. It says on the jump down. It said the men suffered severe dehydration, starvation, and exposure on the open ocean, and survivors eventually resorted to eating the bodies of crewmen who had died. See, so that's gonna be the first step. It's gonna get to the point these people are gonna be resorted and reduced to eating dead bodies. Corpses. It said, and when that provided when that proved insufficient, see, because it wasn't enough, members of the crew drew lots to determine who they would sacrifice so that the others could live. See, so that's what it's gonna come down to, man. Lots being taken, deals being made to eat, and what's gonna be on the menu? Humans. You know. Let's get one more. Was that actually took place like out the coast of South America, but it was those Americans were affected. But this is the Donna part. This actually took place on the land of America. You know, and this is gonna happen on a bigger scale, man. This is just a prelude of what the Lord's gonna do in this lifetime. It said the Donner Party was a group of American pioneers who migrated to California in a wagon train from the Midwest. Delayed by multitude of mishaps, they spent the winter of 1846 and 47 snowbound in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Some of the migrants resorted to cannibalism to survive, eating the bodies of those who had succumbed to starvation, sickness, and extreme cold. So pretty much when you go on tour, they pretty much took a different route, and they ultimately end up in the mountain range where they pretty much was succumb to cannibalism, man. You know, and in this lifetime, it's gonna only be intense, man. It's gonna be more intense, man. You know, and this is the humbling agent. This is the medicine for pride. Matter of fact, let's start off with this in the book of 2 Esdras 8 and verse 50. It says, "For many great miseries, see, shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world." And when it said dwell in the world, it's not because you on a planet Earth. It's because you subscribe to this system. You know, you don't have to have an American flag outside your house to dwell in the world. You got a 10-year plan. If it involves America still being here, you know, that includes you. It says, because they have walked in great pride, see? So what's the mess on pride? Great miseries. And what's going to contribute to that? One of those things is famine, man. One of those things is famine. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. That's how you humble a nigga, man. Because you can't play it off when you hungry. That's one thing you can't do is play it off when you hungry. This Deuteronomy 8 in verse 3. It reads, "And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger." So that's how the Lord in this time humbled the children of Israel. But this is how it's gonna play out. Is what it's gonna spill over to these people. The Lord's gonna humble these people. One of those things is gonna be by the way of suffering them to hunger, man. And what that's gonna do, that's gonna actually drive these people to eat other people, man. Like I said, their house pets is gonna be gone. You know, all that say some spoiled food, all that shit gonna be gone, man. What else these people gonna eat except themselves? You know. So it says, "And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knowest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he make thee know that man doth not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live." And that's how we're going to be comforted. That's how we're going to be sustained. Those precepts. And ultimately, it's precepts concerning the famine and who's going to eat during the famine. That's how we're going to be sustained, because that is going to actually manifest. You know? So the Lord, just going back to the point, this is how Yahweh Shai is going to humble these Americans. And we in the beginning stages of it, man. You know, these food shortages. Food banks is struggling now to keep their head above water to feed the people. You know? And it's only going to intensify, man. It's only going to intensify. I start up at 1, this 2 Esdras 16 and 1. "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria." See? It says, and that's destruction, man. You know? To pretty much this world and this conglomerate of nations spearheaded by Babylon. This horde that rided the beast, as well as these other nations that's pretty much that has succumbed to the ways of this bitch as well. Woe unto them. It says, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, but wail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So it said, gird yourselves with cloths of sack, meaning prepare to be in a state of mourning, man. And what's going to cause that? Famine, destruction, all hell breaking loose. You know? So let's jump down to verse 18. It said, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? So we in the beginning of pretty much anguish and distress, you know. And what are those things are going to contribute to it? Sorrow, famine, death, wars, a series of plagues the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah is going to send upon this place. And one of those things, especially when you talk about destruction and all, those one of those key plagues is the famine, because that's one thing you can't get around. You gotta eat, you gotta drink, and that's also what's going to contribute to the hour of temptation, man. When the only way you can eat or drink, you gotta have that thing, according to Esau. But our hope is that Yahweh Shema Shah gonna feed us, man. You know. That's why I said, what shall I do when these evils shall come? All thing we can do is trust in Yahweh Shema Shah, because that lets you know it's nothing tangible or carnal we can do to escape the evils. Only thing we can do is hope that we being preserved from the evils, man. Because we're going to be in the midst of it, but for the one that's in the pavilion of the Lord, that's going to be preserved. No evil shall touch thee. See? So that means if evil is not going to touch, that means you in the midst, but you're not going to be affected to a certain extent. We're going to be spooked and things of that nature, but for the elect of the nation of Israel, you know, the elect will be preserved. You know, it says behold, meaning to look, which there are articles, videos, interviews, people coming out and making, ranting and venting. It's out there for you to see that these people are being affected by these plagues. It says behold, famine. See, that's the first thing. And plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a moment. See? So these are whips and lashes from Yahweh Shema Shah, man. You know? But these things, like I said, it's going to return to America in a bigger way. You said we can read certain instances, and even isolated events where an actual person just ate another guy. You know? What's going to play on a bigger scale, especially here in Babylon the Great, the land, like I said, where they have lived. Matter of fact, let's get that. Revelation 18. It's like you. Revelation 18 is something. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. And this concerning America. You know. How does she live deliciously? Living this so-called lavish lifestyle. People in a third world country don't have the luxury of turning a faucet and water come out. Just something subtle as that. These people take for granted, and we so accustomed just, think that's the norm, but shit, that's a new thing. That's living deliciously. So how much more you got an app when you can just, click the app and type up some shit and it's coming at your doorstep in 15 minutes or less, man. As well as other things. You got an app for everything now. So literally everything's at the tip of your finger, man. It says so much torment and sorrow give her. So it's going to be traded in for torment and sorrow. For she have said in her heart, I said a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And that's ultimately the mindset of all these people. It is trickled down from the elites to the regular old American. That's why you hear a lot of, you talk to an American, they might say, we do this and we going to do that. concerning the status of America. Like this is going to continue. You know, it says therefore. So this is the medicine for the pride. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. See, that's part of the plagues, man. It said, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judge of her. See? So this is what's going to contribute to the humbling of you Americans now. You know? So matter of fact, and it's a balance. You know, I'm going to wrap it up with this. It's a balance. At the end of the day, the Lord is going to feed, you know, his people, man. And everybody else going to starve. So this is the book of Psalm. It's like Isaiah 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus said the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. See? So that lets you know we're going to be in the midst of a famine. But it's going to be particular spirits on the planet Earth that's going to be preserved, and the Lord is going to contribute to that. You know? It says, and ultimately, let's say you eat your little ones. That's gonna be, once you finish them off, then that's it, man. You ain't got nothing else to eat after that. And which is scriptures concerning, you know, you read different events dealing with Israel. We actually were reduced to eating our own children. You know, you read about they was made a deal. The woman ate her son that day, and they were gonna make a deal and eat the other woman's son. You know, and she pretty much played him. You know what I mean? They ate her son, then she ran off on him. You know, that, you know what I mean? Oh, concerning 70 AD, that siege, you know, that blockade and siege cutting out the supply. So what that's gonna lead to? You ain't got no food coming in. Now you ate your belt, you ate the, you know what I mean, the different leather and all that shit. Now you looking at your boy you grew up with, man. That's what it's gonna be reduced to. You know? It says, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And you see that word behold there, because you're going to see it, man. You know? It said, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And one of the things going to contribute is those hunger pains, man. It tells you it's better to die by the sword than by the famine. Because that famine is a mental torture as well. You remember your favorite meal at Waffle House that always came through at 3 o'clock in the morning, where Waffle House gonna be closed on that day. You know? So we're in that time, man. So yeah, I just hope to be edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Waka Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the elect that teach word and our true faith and sincerity. DTA or Bible Ball. Soon, very soon.